the WillySkipper is one of the more technical moves. I mean, everybody always thinks the WillySkipper is quite easy, but compared to a Vulcan, to an air jibe, the air jibe is much easier because you don't leave the board, you don't go out of the foot straps. So that's what makes the WillySkipper pretty hard. You leave contact with the board for just a second, and that's what's hard. Okay, to start learning a WillySkipper, most of the time it's easier when you don't go too fast and you try to go a little bit upwind. At the moment you do that, you try to go a little bit upwind, you can kick the board away and the board will more or less land in front of you again. So by doing that you make it a little bit easier on yourself. You go slow, the board is not moving so fast. That's already one of the first things. The other thing is, as soon as you're, of course when you want to make a WillySkipper, you only have your front foot in the foot strap. But where to put the back one? For myself, I always put my back foot on top of the foot strap, on top of the back one. Some people also put it behind or in front of. If you put it in front, it's harder to get the board out. If you put it in the back, it's easier. It's just a personal thing. Okay, then you start with a WillySkipper. You go a little bit upwind. You try to push down on the board and try to push with your front foot forward and try to kick the board to windward with your back foot. Okay, as soon as the board starts turning, try to keep your front foot in the front foot strap as long as possible. Because as long as you have contact with the board, you have control over the board. As soon as you lose the board, the control is gone and you're probably going to land or on the rail or whatever. Funny things are going to happen. So try to keep your front foot in the foot strap as long as possible. The other problem on the WillySkipper is to stay over the board. If you want to stay over the board, most people in the beginning, they just kick the board away, the board goes really up and there's no control anymore. So try to look on top of the mast foot all the time. So as soon as you start kicking the board away, try to look on top of the mast foot to make sure you're up straight. That makes it a little bit easier to land on the board. Okay, as soon as the board flips, the front foot comes out of the foot strap and the front foot comes just behind the front foot strap. The back foot lands just, I would say, on the nose side of the mast foot, so really close in front of the mast foot. Okay, once you're sliding backwards, you think like, okay, right now I've done it. It's not really true, because as soon as you're sliding backwards, you need to try to make the board bear off a little bit, so the tail goes away from the wind. If you do that, it will be much easier to grab the sail on the other side again. As long as the tail stays a little bit into the wind and you try to flip the sail, you cannot reach the boom anymore and you will still fall in. So those are the main points for the WillySkipper.